Have you ever heard someone ask, can a good person go to heaven without believing in Jesus? It sounds like a fair question. After all, we all know people who seem genuinely good. They're kind, they help others, they give to charity. They treat people with respect. So naturally we wonder, if someone lives a good life, isn't that enough? Let's slow down. Because this question forces us to ask something deeper. What does good actually mean? Most of the time, when we call someone a good person, we are comparing them to other people. They're better than the average person, kinder than the people around them, more generous than most. But the Bible measures goodness differently. Instead of comparing people with each other, it compares us with God's holiness. And when that becomes the standard, the picture changes. Because none of us are perfectly loving. None of us are perfectly truthful. None of us are perfectly pure in our thoughts and motives. Every human life carries both good and brokenness. Which means the real issue is not whether we are better than someone else. The issue is whether we are perfectly righteous before God. And that's where the Christian message becomes surprising. Christianity doesn't teach that heaven is earned by being good enough. It teaches that no one is good enough. Not because people are worthless, but because God's holiness is perfect. So if goodness alone could save us, then Jesus would not have needed to come. But Christians believe Jesus came for a reason. To do what humanity could not do for itself. He lived the life we could not live perfectly. And he carried the consequence of sin on the cross. In other words, salvation is not about human goodness. It's about God's grace. That's why Jesus made a statement that still challenges people today. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. That doesn't mean Christians are claiming to be morally superior. In fact, it's the opposite. Christian faith begins with admitting we cannot save ourselves. It says that both the obviously broken person and the morally impressive person stand in the same place before God. Both need grace. Both need redemption. Both need Christ. So the real question isn't, are good people allowed into heaven? The real question is anyone good enough to enter heaven without help? According to Christianity, the answer is no. Which is why the message of Jesus is called good news. Not because people are good enough, but because God made a way anyway. Through grace. Through forgiveness. Through Christ. So maybe the deeper question isn't, can a good person go to heaven without believing in Jesus? Maybe the deeper question is, if God has provided a way to be reconciled to him, why would we refuse it? So let me ask you, what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments and follow for more.